Some talk the talk, some walk the walk, and then others move in silence and just show up and kick ass. Less than 2 weeks out from making his highly anticipated 2016 debut, Paulo Almeida is skipping all the pre-show noise and letting his physique do the talking. Coming off last season's wild ride that saw him go from monster stalking the stage at the Canadian Nationals to a monster stalking the stage alongside other monsters of the IFBB, Almeida seems to be right on track to come in and deliver a truly monster performance at the upcoming Body Power Pro, where the sophomore sensation will look to bring his hulking 270-plus pound physique to the stage for his first time this season. No one is going to be out-muscling Almeida anytime soon, that's for sure, but whether or not he has enough polish and detail to iron out a win still remains to be seen. If Paulo Almeida thinks he's going to waltz into the Body Power and leave with an easy win, he better think again, because second-year pro Nathan Asha is going to have something to say about it. At the moment, Asha is looking flat-out ridiculous, and the former British national overall champ comes into this show that's set to take place in front of his hometown crowd with some major momentum at his back. Asha has one of those physiques that really comes to life as he poses, and the insane amount of new muscle that he's added over the past year and a half is going to make him one heck of a problem to deal with. There's no way to be sure how this whole thing is going to shake out, but don't be surprised to find the rookie phenom holding his own and fighting for the win up there in the first call-out. The birth of the Classic Physique division has breathed new life into a whole lot of athletes as of late, not the least of which is the pride of Pearl City, Hawaii, former NPC national welterweight champ Shavis Higa. Over the weekend, a rejuvenated-looking Higa released the latest in his series of breadcrumbs leading up to his journey back to the stage as he prepares to be the latest athlete to make the jump to the Classic Physique division. Higa has just the right amount of roundness, density, and aesthetics to make him an immediate player in the Classic Physique game. And as the weeks pass and we draw closer to seeing him reveal his look, it'll be interesting to see if Higa can add his name to the growing list of Classic Physique pro stars. When we think of blue-collar, hardcore to the max muscle, the name Branch Warren certainly comes to mind. Over the weekend, new footage leaked out of Branch's camp that shows the Texas Titan hard at work doing what he does best in preparation for the next phase of this year's contest plans. Don't ask me how he does it, but at 40-plus years old, Warren still has managed to carve out a handful of top 5 finishes in shows that have featured some of the top guys in the sport. And now that he's got a few weeks to train and regroup before jumping back on the horse again, I can't even begin to imagine what sort of grizzled, gnarly, classic Branch Warren look we can expect from him next. Regan Grimes seems to be adapting just fine to the pro life. After winning a long overdue pro card at the Arnold Amateur in Brazil, the Canadian phenom has been hard at work, getting down and dirty, training like a freak in the gym. The soon-to-be rookie sensation hasn't wasted any time honing his craft, as he already looks like he's starting to pack on some pro-level size. Grimes says that he plans to spend the rest of his offseason putting in work and adding somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 pounds of stage weight that he's hoping to bring in full and shredded sometime before the end of 2017. Grimes has some of the craziest genetics in the business right now, and adding 15 pounds onto that frame could really be something special. And watching him grow and evolve over the next 12 months or so is going to be a whole lot of fun for anyone who's a fan of the sport. Just about 3 weeks out from making his way back to the New York Pro stage, Don De La Rosa seems like he's ready to get back to business. Over the weekend, new footage of last year's Chicago Pro winner looking as crazy as we've ever seen him has surfaced. It's been a few years since we've seen De La Rosa take the stage to compete in front of his hometown crowd, but in his last 2 appearances, he's delivered in a major way, locking up top 5 finishes on both occasions. This time around, we're going to see a much bigger, fuller, and all-around better version of De La Rosa than we've seen in years past. And if he can nail it just right, he should be considered a serious threat for the win. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. Check out IronMagLabs.com today. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Stevie B here. If you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button below and never miss another RX Muscle show, segment, or update. RX Muscle is #1. Woo!